to evenings.
Hey!
Yay! The most important part of evenings is that there's pumpkins to carve and free pizza over here. And that is brought to us by the All Together community and Pastor Ben. And we've got a friend of mine, Bailey. She's all the way from Johnson City, Tennessee.
Yes.
Via Detroit for a minute. She's going to play a little bit of music. We're going to have our friends from WSU Students Demand Action talk to us in a little bit. Bailey, bring us in.
Hello. I haven't sang in a little bit, so I'm very excited to be performing for you all. Fullness of eternal promise, stirring in your sons and daughters, earth revealing heaven's wonders. Spirit come, Spirit come. What you spoke is now unfolding. All your children shall behold it. Dreams awakening in this moment. Spirit come, Spirit come. Pour it out, let your love run over. Here and now, let your glory fill this house. Pour it out, let your love run over. Here and now, let your glory fill this house.
Who gets to come and eat pizza and do pumpkins and listen to
Everybody.
Right?
Everybody
gets.
No barriers.
My name's Carl, and you may know me from such events as Free Taco Tuesdays. Yay!
Yes.
I'll give a shout out to Los Dos Amigos, the amazing food truck that has put up with our shenanigans for the last few weeks. Really appreciate that. Thanks to all of you who came and got free tacos, even though it looked like we were protesting against tacos, but we're not.
Never.
We're very much in favor of tacos. Motor City Wesley is a student group that is focused on making the world a better place through three particular practices. The first is creativity, and you heard a little bit of that in Bailey's spiritual stylings. Thanks again, Bailey. We also want to, yeah, absolutely. We also are eager to help students create conspiracies of goodness. So if you've ever wondered what good could you make in the world with $100, that's what we do. You can come and see us if you want to know more about that. Folks have turned their $100 on average into $300 worth of goodness, and overall, since 2009, they've created over $22,000 worth of charity and philanthropy, and reopening the Belle Isle Aquarium, and Tom's Day Without Shoes, and homeless meals, and all sorts of amazing things. Supporting local school children in the city of Detroit, going to Ghana to support orphanages with clean water efforts. Conspiracy is the name of the game, and we welcome anybody that would like to participate. And lastly, we're just interested in helping people create community together. We know that this time is a strange time, and but we hope that in our creativity and our conspiracy, we can find community that will sustain us through and through. We're supported by nonprofits and churches in the area, and we are eager to connect with everyone. We are particularly welcoming, we want to say a special word of welcome to the LGBTQIA+ community. A welcome that unfortunately too often doesn't get heard from church people, so we really want to welcome them. As we think about conspiracy, we want to say a special word of welcome today to our featured conspirators, and those are a couple of my favorite Megans in the whole wide world who are going to come and talk to you today from WSU Students Demand Action against gun violence. Megan, you just walked in. Traffic, man. I'm telling you. But would you guys welcome, as we transition to have Megan and Megan talk to us a little bit about WSU Students Demand. Come on up.
All right. Thanks, guys. Obviously, gosh, it's not your fault. Holy moly.
Hi everyone. So I'm Megan, and this is also
And I'm Megan. This feels like a bad comedy duo.
I know. But we're here with WSU Students Demand Action, and we're here. We're an organization fighting to end gun violence in America, because about 100 Americans are shot and killed every single day. So we're trying to combat that, especially because we feel those effects right here in Detroit. And so we do this through a couple of different ways. One is through community organizing. For example, this month we've been hosting some donation drives to support a local women's shelter. We also work on advocacy work on the local, state, and federal level, things like background checks, laws to disarm domestic abusers, and secure storage laws. And then we also work to register voters, because ultimately we change these laws by voting in people who support them, so we try to register young people to vote.
Yeah.
I don't know, Megan, is there...
Yeah, I was just going to add, I think something, the biggest thing I've learned from Students Demand Action is how big of an impact youth and students can make. Especially through campus partnerships. I'm really lucky to serve on 2 exec boards. So I work with Students Demand Action as a volunteer, and I also work with another student organization with similar priorities on educating voters and getting students involved. So I think a lot of these partnerships that we get to make are really fantastic. I think we've been able to do some really great things within the campus community, like our relational organizing training, so helping students get trained on how to organize and how to make a difference in their community. And I just think, Students Demand Action is the perfect outlet for students to, make that difference in their community.
Yeah, and Megan brings up a great point about partnering with other organizations, because we ultimately realize that gun violence is an intersectional issue. It's a public health crisis. It's fueled by things like domestic violence and suicide. So we partner with other mental health organizations, with other women's organizations, with public health organizations, because we really want to attack this issue from all different sides to ensure that we're being able to really address the underlying root causes of this epidemic.
Yeah, amen.
Does anybody have any questions for us, or anything you'd like us to cover or talk about a little bit more?
With the November 2nd election coming up, is there a particular push you're making for that election?
Get registered and vote. Oh my gosh, I think I am super, super passionate about just remembering that local elections matter, and that even if it's not a huge presidential or a huge midterm election, your voice still matters, especially if you live in the city of Detroit. We know that there are a lot of big ticket items, especially at the city level, relatively speaking, on the ballot this year. And I think it's really important that we remember, we do play a role in shaping the outcome of these elections, and making sure we remember that, we're still impacted, and you still have a chance to make a difference in our community just by voting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Local elections matter.
Yes. Put that in all caps, bold it, 3 exclamation points after it. Local elections do matter. And if you're not registered to vote yet, sadly, the deadline to register to vote online has passed. But you can still register to vote at your local clerk's office. You can do that even on election day, and even vote at your clerk's office if you're registering there. And just to underline what Megan said, local elections, no matter what issue you're passionate about, but especially for gun violence, they're really, really important, because these officials, our city clerk, they regulate our elections. They help get people register to vote, which impact future elections, and things like city council and mayoral races. They have access to the budget. They manage the police department budget. They manage, how much money gets funneled to violence intervention programs and community organizations such as Detroit Ceasefire, that are working on the ground in the city to prevent gun violence and to give people a better quality and standard of life. So these are initiatives and organizations we can fund if we elect the right people who are passionate about ending gun violence and funding organizations such as Detroit Ceasefire.
Hey, we're all trying to figure out life in the middle of pandemic. Can you talk a little bit about organizing in the midst of that? And is there any things you've learned that you think are going to take us out of this time?
Yeah.
I've learned that organizing can be done from anywhere, anytime. I was really, really astounded to find out how easy it is. Sometimes tedious, but the work is still important, how easy it is to reach people from home, reach people on social media. I think relational organizing has been every advocacy and political group's biggest asset in the last year and a half, 2 years, because social media, when you do it right and when you find the right network, can make an issue spread like wildfire, and it helps you reach people that you may not have reached before if you were just text banking, or if you were just phone banking, or if you were just knocking on doors and literature dropping. So I think that this asset of social media and relational organizing is something that's going to be able to carry us through as we navigate kind of the post-pandemic life. And it's an asset that we can continue to use on top of everything else, rather than in place of or on its own.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, I would mostly just second everything Megan said. I think she covered everything. Relational organizing, if you haven't heard of it before, it's basically where you utilize your connections, whether it be with friendships, family members, co-workers, etc., to talk with them about important things. Of course, we talk about relational organizing in the context of voting and registering voters, because honestly, a lot of people aren't registered to vote, and a lot of people don't vote, especially young people. We move around a lot, so you might not know that it's important to register to vote after you moved. You might not think local elections impact you or that your vote actually has a say. So being able to leverage personal connections is a lot more effective than having some random organizer or some random candidate calling you on the phone and be like, hey, you know, can you vote for me? Or hey, can you register to vote? You're actually leveraging your personal connections with people to hold them accountable, to talk with them about why registering to vote is important and providing them the resources they need to get registered. And you have that personal connection where you're able to follow up with them afterwards to see if they actually done it.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it. Everybody, WSU Students Demand Action,
Megan and Megan will be around a bit to answer any questions if you have any more. If you'd like to get connected with what they're doing and use the skills that they have to teach to make your own thing more of a movement, please be in touch with them. That'd be great. We always move from conspiracy into more community, and I want to bring up Pastor Ben to come and talk a little bit about what he brought tonight. Pastor Ben, yeah.
Thank you, Carl. Hey, everybody, I'm Pastor Ben. I'm with All Together Campus Ministry Community, and yeah, we brought pizza from Pie Size, so it's all free. If you're hearing me across the room and you want pizza, please come on over. It is totally free, no strings attached. We also have pumpkins for carving, so there are at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pumpkins left. If you would like one, we've got all the carving utensils you need to do it, so please join us. We would love to have you, to build a little community with you. Just to have a good time together tonight over some pizza and some pumpkin carving now. So please join us if you are hearing this. You're more than welcome if you're within range. So yeah. So thanks for being here. Oh, I also brought some other things if you're interested. Like I said, we are a campus ministry. So if you want to like nerd out on any like theology stuff, I brought some books and magazines that have some really beautiful stuff in them that I really support and want to promote. So Earth and Altar magazine, as well as a book called Belovedness. It's a book that I actually contributed a chapter to. So if you're interested in like a college companion guide book, I have 2 copies. You can take either one of them. It's totally free, all for you. And we have events coming up this weekend. So if you're interested in community service, we serve on Saturday mornings at 11:30 over at Warren and Woodward at the Cathedral Church. And then right after service on this Saturday, we're going to be headed to Eastern Market. So flyers on that event are right here as well. So feel free to come on over, get some pizza, get a pumpkin, grab a book or a magazine, all free, no strings attached. Come join us.
Yeah! Pumpkins, pumpkins, pumpkins.
All right, everybody, as we carve and as we talk to Megan and Megan more about mobilizing and organizing, just remember a few things. We got Taco Tuesdays coming up next Tuesday. We're going to Nashville on spring break. We're going to record a benefit album with a bunch of our friends. And if you've ever wanted to be in Nashville making music, come and join us. And if you've got other skills like graphic design and or sound engineering, or just like being able to drive long distances, we'd love to talk with you too. And obviously, if you want to start a $100 conspiracy, come and find us, and we'd love to talk with you more. Motor City Wesley on Instagram is a great way to follow us and see what's up. Bailey, play us out.
I did want to add that I am also here on Free Tacos, so if you all want to ever come and talk, please come talk to me. And I will also be going on the Nashville spring break trip, so I'm very excited and looking forward to that. And if you all are ever interested in any service project things, the other job that I work at, we do with volunteers, so we have a lot of different avenues to explore with that. Yeah. So.
Yeah, Bailey.
What will it look like? What will it be like when my world turns out like you planned? When will I get there? Feels like I'm nowhere. My dreams are like dust in my hands. And I know that this is the waiting I anxiously anxiously wait as I hold on to love that will never let go. And in these times when my patience is tested, won't you remind me that I'm not alone? Here in the waiting, the waiting, the waiting. All of the questions, secret confessions, Lord, you'll make sense of it all. I know you'll show up, so I'm letting go of these thoughts that are taking control. 'Cause this is the waiting, I anxiously wait as I hold on to love that will never let go. And in these times when my patience is tested, won't you remind me that I'm not alone? Here in